I want to.
But that's the shit that be dope. That's the shit that be dope because literally it was this one trip
right
that has changed the lives of everyone on my whole team.
Yeah.
My wife included. This changed everyone's whole everything.
When was this trip?
Huh?
When was the trip?
This was in New York in October.
Yeah.
The week of the 18th, the 17th, 18th.
Is that when you did that speaking engagement?
Yes. And like everybody was just like, "Who is this kid talking to this big ass name engineer? Who's this black kid?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, my name's Will. Blah blah blah." And I do this, and this, and everything just kind of from there. It just was like,
I love it, man.
Dog, I can't wait. It's like it sucks because it's one of those I can't tell you everything, but I can.
Are you gonna tell us as much as possible today?
I can skate on the outskirts. It's like basically shooting off the backboard.
Right.
If it goes in and you get it, I understand.
We gonna get into it. I'm looking forward to it. Will, what's going on with you, baby? How you doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing awesome.
It's fine.
Let's add this podcast on here.
Yeah,
get the link, the timeline. You know. Shout out to all my haters.
Hey, it's good to finally get you out here. We trying to get this for like 3-4 months almost.
Yo, that's nuts, man. Like,
yeah.
Actually, when you first, what was it? What month was it when you first?
Actually, no, I think it was like July. But the thing is that my equipment got all fucked up, and I was downstairs in the basement trying to work this out. I built all this shit up real quick and made it happen.
I ain't gonna front. Yo, this joint is fire.
Yeah.
Like as you look around, you're like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah. Trying to do a little something here, maybe a little drywall one day.
Hey,
we'll
man.
see.
Hey, look. Congratulations though on your podcast, man.
Appreciate it. Hey, congrats to you, Grammy, baby.
Oh man, I'm trying my look. I don't think people understand. I really don't. Like it's nuts right now.
Yeah.
It's real nuts.
What's going on with it?
I got a nice amount of big records. Here's the problem, right?
What's the problem?
The problem with when you do big records for like big artists and a big label, you don't know if the record makes the album or not.
Okay.
And that's the problem. So I could tell you names a mile long, but it means nothing until it makes the album and I get the credit for it.
Do you want to tell us some names you work with?
Can
you do that?
You know what the funny thing is? So I've actually worked with quite a few people over the years.
Right.
I've actually I did a little work with some Universal artists. Unfortunately, like I said, I can only say so many things. I've done some work with some Warner artists. One of them is actually a very local guy who is amazing.
Okay.
Crazy producer. Anyone that knows me already knows who it is. So trust me, awesome.
So how about for the people that don't know him? Don't know you.
I'll give the first two letters. His first name is DJ. But no. But that's actually a very big hint because most people that know actually know that he is signed to Warner, and the people that he's associated with are not people. To play
internet,
around
do
with.
the math.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Plus, my page is open to everybody. Like, dang, man. Let's see what else. You had talked about this the other day. So, I got a publishing deal with Integrity Publishing.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Shout out to them. They are amazing. Shout out to my publishing handler, Trevor Gibson. Nah, right now, look, me and Trevor, when we met in New York, he is dope. Like he's about to be my partner in crime, and I think he realizes it now because it's like my workload from when me and you first started doing music, to now,
right,
probably quadruple. So when me and you first met, like 2 years ago now?
Gosh, shit.
It's
something
like 2 years
that.
now. So
yeah.
Look, so when you first hit me up, right?
Yeah.
And I was like first getting like, the Google going, and I'm actually doing work and stuff like that.
I remember that.
Artists like locally, and then I started doing regional artists. Like this is when I had like 5 stars. Like on the Google review, back when I had five people gave me 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
So now last year I probably did like anywhere from 300 to 400 artists last year.
That's crazy.
I probably did.
That is a crazy amount.
I probably mixed about 200 to 300 records last year. Like, yeah, we had again those records from Jessie Jane. Shout out to her.
Okay.
Number one amazing female DMV artist. She also made the top 25 up and coming DMV artist list this year.
It.
She also is a cancer survivor. So shout out to her.
Damn.
Yo, hey, look, when I tell you she put it all on the line for this record, she went ham. Stupid, and it paid off in the biggest way ever. Like she did with her album what most artists should probably do that don't have their life on the line.
Okay.
She literally was like, if I die tomorrow, this is what you're gonna have to remember me by, and it was fire. All the records were fire.
That's what I love best when it comes to artists. When their back is against the wall, they have nothing to lose.
She out here swinging. She ain't even in the DMV right now. She in Miami shooting a video. Like people don't know. If she blows up and gets her deal, people have no idea what she's going to bring to the game. Like she's not one of those female rappers. Like it's not always about sex. Like she literally has all kinds of depth to her music, and the fact that she dedicated this whole album to beating and fighting cancer is, I think, what really drew people in. Is
that what the whole album's about right there? About her struggle? Or is it more than that?
No, the album's about her life. It just so happens that her life is the struggle of fighting cancer.
Damn.
So she has all these different records. She got party records on there. You know, she got records about just being a young woman.
Shooting a video in Miami. I mean,
like she got records about being a young woman, but at the same time, she has records on there that is literally showing people like this is the fight, this is the struggle. I'm here to win. Like you get what you take away out of it, but she's here to win.
Yeah, exactly.
And so here she is winning, and it's one of those things that it's one of those, she's doing it in a very public way. So if you're like, oh, who's Jessie Jane? You can literally go look her up and you can see it. Like you can watch this growth and be like, holy crap, look at her, she's out here. Like, and you can see the moment when she changes. Like you can literally visibly see from where she was like, I'm out here to, yeah, I'm out here.
And she recorded at your studio.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Full album or
full album, yo. Full album. We did the recording, the mixing, and guess what? The mixing was so dope. She didn't even get it mastered. So all the records they're playing on the radio are my records. All the mixes. That's it.
How many records do you have on the radio?
But with her joint, they actually played like what? I think they played like 5 or 6. I think they played the whole album on there. So that was like 6 joints in one day. And then she had like I think 2 or 3 in rotation.
Yeah.
I got one guy in Miami, Killer Tracks.
Okay. That's the name?
Yeah, that's his name. He got this one joint called Act 3. Murders it.
Yeah.
The underground loves this guy. Like, again, like all these artists I'm working with right now, I've either known them for a while or they've just been kind of bubbling. And so he's starting to really get some burn on the indie scene. Like he's starting to come up. My other big guys, like these are like my heavyweight guys right now, right? So I got my one guy, Kabir. You're about to hear his album. It's called his single. It's called Favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
You heard the record.
Yeah. Record dope, by the way.
Yo, the record is tough, man.
When that thing dropping?
So he's gonna drop it when he does his radio interview for 95.5.
And when's that WPGC, baby?
Yeah.
When's that supposed to happen?
I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you right now.
But you know. Hey, well, you gotta give us something, baby.
Well, look, it's like I said. That's why I said like there's only so many things like I can't look. If you really want to find out, you gotta go follow that man. Like and like I said, it's his growth. If you look and watch, you'll see when it began. Like when me and him first met, it's not like he just started rapping. I think he had only been rapping maybe a year or 2 before.
Right.
And so when we met, everyone that works with me, they'll tell you I have a certain sound. All right, I really do work a lot with like singers and stuff like that. But when I work with rappers, I work with rappers that are trying to discover themselves. Like again, you can attest to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're trying to get a sound, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be like, oh word, this is what you want. Let's get it, and I'm gonna show you how to get it. So once we get there, it gives you the opportunity to be like, okay, you know what? If I could do this, what else can I do? And that's what I love about working with artists. Period. But like Kabir has this thing. He kind of morphed from this rapper to this rapper/singer, and he didn't realize how dope it was until he started performing. And that was what we had always talked about. Like, and me and you again.
Performance changed everything.
And I always drop back to me and you because you've literally worked with me. So it's like, you know, when we make these records, we make the records to be performed.
Exactly.
So when there's a drop or when there's an effect somewhere or there's a delay somewhere, it's to be performed. So when you perform, we want this reaction. So that record, Favorite, and a whole other
I ain't ready.
His project is stupid. I want you to realize when you hear the project, you're like, oh crap, what? Oh word.
How many tracks?
I can't tell you that yet. No, there's only 2 reasons I can't tell you that. Reason number 1, because he's actually doing a joint project with the other heavyweight I'm telling you about.
Oh, yep.
Marley IB.
Yeah, my guy.
So
shout out to Marley.
Hey, look, if you don't know who Marley IB is, you are sleeping.
Yeah.
Like the internet loves Marley.
Yeah, talk about him.
Like his numbers are number 1. His numbers are stupid.
I let to get him on here too as well.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. OTMT for life. He's
got like 25,000 followers right now on Twitter. No, he's got more than that now.
He's got like 40 or 50 or something like.
Yeah, Marley do it.
Yeah, Marley's stupid.
Yeah, Marley doing his thing.
He's out here like wilding out. So with Marley, they're doing a joint album, and so the joint album is gonna be
Yeah. I got a little preview. Yeah.
Look, man, look. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all. They're on their like Drake shit right now because it is like light skin season. It is light skin season. They are out here like their shows. You got to see this.
You went to the show.
No, see that's the thing, and I haven't been to none of their shows yet. I haven't. Look. So I hadn't been to the show yet, but they keep giving me all the footage.
Explain the footage then.
Okay. So number one, and I'm not trying to get Kabir in trouble. These girls are crazy. Okay. All right, these girls are nuts.
Where they perform at? The footage you've seen.
Oh man, from what I've
See
seen,
how crazy where these girls
like
are
Baltimore and DC because they're performing every week, so it's everywhere. Like,
everywhere.
U Street, K Street, like it's like, oh, where we at? We on Baltimore. We're in Baltimore. Where you at in Baltimore, man? I'll tell you after the show. What do you mean, like? That's what I get. That's what I look. I'm like mixing a record. I'll be like, hey, where you at? We might come out there and come see you, man. We on stage right now. What?
Them boys working hard. I like it.
You know what I'm saying? Like all I hear is a microphone and everyone's singing back. You're my favorite. And I'm like on the phone. I'm like, okay, go on, go on. You ain't gotta don't put me out here like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the records are dope. Now the big surprise heavyweight is a cat named Goofson, right? He has the most plays and streams out of all the artists I worked with last year.
How much? How many plays? How many streams?
Probably anywhere from, I want to say 1.2.
Damn.
Yeah, million, not thousand. We're talking.
Yeah.
Yo, now this is where I think people are going to go crazy for because he's the guy that came out of nowhere. He literally just started doing music in May.
Would he? Wow. Okay. All right.
How
old?
I really.
Can you say that? Are you willing to say that?
What?
Age? His age?
Oh, I think he's like what, 19 or 20 something? No, because he's in college, so I want to say he's like 20, maybe 21.
Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, absolutely.
He's still young.
Still growing.
So we had a consultation interview the other day, right? And
by the way, how much do you charge for consultations for the people out there?
I charge $100 an hour. 2 hours is normally what we need. For those that are paying any actual attention when it comes to making money in this industry, for those that actually want to make money and a living, I do this full time.
Right.
This is my full-time job. I literally have been helping artists get their first royalty check. Again, hey, how?
It's true. Okay. He's right.
Like,
ain't no lie.
Like that to me has always been the goal. The goal really wasn't a platinum plaque and all this other stuff. And yes, I want to win a Grammy. Yes, that's my personal goal. But the goal has always been to make sustainable income. Like that to me is the life goal of everybody. So if I'm an artist, if anyone says that they're an artist, I always in my mind was like, yo, let me help you make money. Like I don't care how we do it. Let's just do it. And if we can do it the right way, so that way you don't got to worry about any kind of legal recourse. Well, guess what? Bam, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the reason why I tell artists, like, yo, just lease the beat. Lease it. Like, you can get the lease. We gonna make it work.
Oh, a second. I want to get back in that in a second. I want to get back in that one because I know you're just going off early today. But your consultation with old boy.
Oh, with Goof?
All right. Yeah. How'd it go with Goof?
Okay, so a lot of the laws have changed, especially like with the Music Modernization Act.
Let's talk about it.
So with the Music Modernization Act, there are two really, really big things that are apparent right now. Number one, engineers will get paid. Now, engineers have been able to get paid before, but now it's like one of those legal law kind of things where it's like, hey, you got to pay your engineer as far as royalties go. Cool. So
I'm 100% with that.
Shout out to Sound Exchange. Because Sound Exchange is here for all of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want these radio royalties? Me too. Like, it's like, this is the weird thing, right? So I'm on the other side of the fence now. I'm no longer really the guy on the outside like a lot of artists looking in. I'm on the inside. So it's like, look, man, this is what you're supposed to do to make your money. Mm-hmm. This is what we've all been doing. Has that worked? And it's like, everyone's like, no, not really. Yeah, exactly.
Time to change the game.
Like, come on now. Let's get it together. You know what I mean? But again, with Goof, so we have the consultation, and it was a great consultation because he realized his mistakes. He kicked himself a little for his mistakes because, man, his payouts would have been stupid.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that after I talked to you about with the whole consultation thing, I was like, wow, I didn't know that half this shit even existed.
Well, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
The major problem is a lot of artists don't know. And it's like, and now I'm going to show my age now. So as a 35-year-old, right? Let me tell you the way the game used to be. The game used to be that managers and A&Rs existed like that, so they would help you. Like they were there to help you.
The A&R man. Yeah,
you know, your personal manager. They look. For all the people that got screwed over, there's a lot of artists that didn't get screwed over. There's a lot of people that were fighting in the trenches for a lot of good artists to not get screwed over, and it wasn't their fault if they did. It would it'd be the label who was just like, well, your project ain't gonna sell because you're just not young anymore. Something stupid, you know, something stupid like that by the label, not by people, but the label.
How do you feel about that?
Well, things are different now. In 2019, things are different now. Like, I get all the time, like, I'll get an older artist all the time, or I'll get younger artists say, oh, man, you know, I'm getting older and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, the internet exists. I'm like, have y'all not seen? There's like 40, 50, 60-year-old people making
Rick Ross like 45.
Making hit records for the last 10 years. Like,
and not slowing down.
Like, that's the thing. That's a great thing that you brought up. If Rick Ross is 45 years old, right? Rick Ross has been putting out hit records for a decade, right?
Right.
When he was, a decade ago, he was 35. Now, if we put this into actual perspective, 35, which means there's a decade worth of young kids that have been saying every day I'm hustling. Like, come on, man. Like, age is an irrelevant factor that only exists because someone in a marketing campaign was like, yo, you know what? We're going to put young ass out here. That's all. We're going to put out this young guy and this young girl, and we're going to make all the young kids dance, blah, blah, blah. But the reality,
do they still exist?
Of course, like because young folks get the attention. But the reality is, the internet exists, and because of the internet, yo, we can go find someone that's 45 right now with millions of views and followers, and put them on Front Street, and guess what? Those millions of people will still rock with them. Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's a everybody has an audience.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
like I think that's like the last hurdle that the public doesn't understand. Not everyone else in the business. It's the public. And yeah, the business. Yeah, we all know the business. There's old folks in the business. They have their ways. That's great. I'm not mad at none of that. This is the business I chose to be in. So yeah, I have to play along to get along, and that's not a problem. The problem is when no one evolves. That's the issue. It's the evolution of the business you're in, and you can either evolve with it or you do nothing and talk shit. And I hate it when people do nothing and talk shit, because it's like, okay, that's cool. I understand, and I like your ideas. Why don't you go execute them and come back and tell me how it worked out? Because that's what I'm big on. I'm big on execution. Like, I don't tell anybody anything that I haven't tried or done myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I reference back to you. When me and you sat down for a consultation,
right,
I literally opened up the email and was like, yo, here are my royalty statements. You want to go see it? We can pull up the numbers right now on me and the records that me and Marley have done. This man has gotten last year hundreds of thousands of streams. Okay?
Yeah.
Sure, the payout isn't that much for streaming. It doesn't have to be that much.
How much is it for streaming for the record?
Every streaming site, unfortunately, pays out differently. So because of the Music Modernization Act, all that'll change in 5 years, which means our payouts will get bigger and they'll get better in 5 years. Now, the Music Modernization Act also makes sure that all these streaming sites at some point have to pay the same amount of money out to everybody.
Some sites are going to go under.
Of course they are. Because they can't afford it. They can't afford it. And that's the thing. It's like, it's literally what happens when all of the Congress people in Rome have to turn on each other and fight for survival now. Because now it's like, well, guess what? The government said y'all were out here eating for a long, long time. People got tired of it. So guess what? Now y'all have to fight each other for survival.
They were eating too good.
Yeah, it's like, so
too
guess
fat.
What? They were like, guess what? You come up with a number that you like, and then we'll tell you if we like it, and if not, you're gonna have to raise that number. Period. There is no getting out of this.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think that number is going to be?
I don't even know. To be 100% honest with you, I don't know.
What do you think a fair number is?
For real. Well,
yeah.
As an artist and engineer myself, I think a fair number would probably be at least a penny. Because right now, anyone that gets paid off of streaming will tell you right now, a penny per stream is good money. Good money. That's good. Look. Now, I know there's some people like, what are you talking about, Will?
Yeah.
Let's put this in real perspective here.
Hey, break it down to them.
So here's real perspective. Every single streaming site, and there are more than 200. If you put your music on all of them, I guarantee you're going to get one play out of all of them. At least a penny of that. Now, most active artists are getting thousands and thousands of plays all the time. Like, it's not just a little bit or a couple. You could really go and pimp this out if you really try hard enough. But at a penny, you could really make a career out of this if you try hard.
Right.
It's like, in my mind, it's like, look, as a business owner, I know that number can't be huge, but as an artist and an engineer, I know that number can't be small either, because we put a lot of work into making these records. Like, you're not going to shortchange us just because you want a profit to make your profit share bigger. Nah. That's not how this works.
Take a look at the screen real quick.
What's that? What we got here?
Apple Music, payout.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Look, you see that number right there? Again, that number. That's why I said a penny would be good.
Yeah, 0.00035.
Yeah. Like, that's
what the fuck is that?
Exactly. And at that point, you have to do actual math to get to 1 penny. Whereas, again, if you're like, Will, go listen to my record, right?
Yeah.
At 1 cent per play, that's where work kicks in. That's where you really start to work. You know why? Because you know that after a week of pimping out one record, you got 1,000 joints. You got 1,000 plays out of here at 1 cent. All right? That's $100.
Hey.
So when you get that pay, when you get that
money, bill money,
and that right there is what will change an artist's perspective. It's when you get the money. All this talk, all this bullshit, all this back and forth is 100% irrelevant until you pay a bill with that royalty check.
Exactly.
Yo, guess what? I paid my electric with what? With a fucking payout.
With a goddamn record.
That's it.
That's a beautiful thing.
And that's the difference. That's the difference between a professional artist and an amateur artist. That's the difference. This is why I do the consultations, because at the end of the day, you need to make the money to live. Everybody says, "Oh, we're gonna make this music for the love of making music." You're gonna make the music for the love of making music until you're dead. Your children can't eat your love.
Ooh, talk to him, Will.
Like, it's the truth.
Let's go.
My kids can't eat my love for music.
Right.
But you know what they can eat? They can eat the food I put on the table from the money I make from music. So I take the money and I feed the kids. I take the money and I put it in the bank. I take the money and I get better credit. You know why? Because I can take all those things and improve my way of life. And that's the goal. But for some strange, stupid reason, a whole lot of people got to talking to a whole lot of people about how hard it is to make this money. It's always hard to make money. That's why you have a job. That's why you go to work.
Right.
That's why it's called work.
Yeah.
All right.
Break it down.
If we all really just put the cards on the table, that's why it's called work. I work hard. Just because I make music for a living doesn't mean I don't work hard. And anyone that's worked with me knows I work hard.
I've seen you. I've seen you do it, dude.
Like,
that shit is not easy to learn.
Look, we create.
Yeah.
Something from nothing.
For nothing. Thin air.
We create every time, all the time. And my business is open 7 days a week.
24/7.
365 days out of the year. So I never understand when people have that mentality. Oh, man, you're so lucky. I'm lucky because I worked for it. I got the opportunity, and then when the door opened up, I said, fuck it, and jumped.
Right.
Simple. I took the opportunity. And when I took the opportunity, I said, I'm not going back. It was that simple. I'm not going back. Year 1, I wasn't going back. Year 2, I made sure I wasn't going back. Year 3, I'm going to win every award that's owed to me. Simple as that.
How'd you get started with this whole music thing?
Oh, man.
Start at the beginning. I want to hear this.
Unfortunately, my mom hates this, but it's actually her fault.
Damn, Mom.
It's my mom. No, it's my mom's fault because, when you're young, and like older folks push you to the side.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you shouldn't do this. You should stick with whatever. So I had been actually a graphic designer. I've been drawing since I was 5 years old.
Oh.
And I had been going to graphic and artistic schools after elementary school.
A creator from the beginning.
Simple as that. So I had been going and drawing and doing all this stuff. That's probably my phone. Excuse me. Liquor got me.
Yeah.
Because of that, when I got to high school, right, I get into high school of art and design. Shout out to y'all, Manhattan. My freshman year, they had a program because one of the teachers also taught music. And he was like, hey, let's do a music program. The school was like, hell to the nah, because we ain't got time or space for it. The kids are here for one thing, right? Now, anyone that knows art and design, you have to take a whole test to get in. Like, you have to draw. You have to draw on the spot. They have to see your portfolio. You have to take written exams to get into the school. They don't care about your background. They care about the one thing you're here to do. And if you do it well, you get in. Simple. So I took that test. I got it. So I'm here for one thing and one thing only. They shoved 4 years of high school into 2 years. So again, anyone that went into art and design back when I was going, back in the late 90s, that's what's up. So by your senior and junior year, you're out in the workforce. So all this, again, I'm not a stranger to hard work because that's what was put in my face.
Right.
So you eat what's on your plate. That's
exactly.
That's how we all grew up.
Yeah, exactly.
Period. So my one teacher, and it sucks, I just can't remember his name right now. He was also a music teacher. The class was an elective class. It gave you extra credits, but it was an elective class, and you had to come before school even started.
How old are you at this time?
What am I like? I think 14.
Okay.
So I'm catching the bus from Brooklyn to Manhattan. It's a 45-minute trip just to get to school in time to start a class that I don't have to be in at 7:15 in the morning because my first class starts at 8. So I have to be here just for this elective class that I chose to be in. They're not holding me accountable for it.
Right.
I was there every freaking day. And then from being there like that, I realized I love music.
What'd you do in that class?
Everything. He taught us everything. He taught us music theory. He taught us about sound. He taught us about appreciating actual music. Like literally the first song we sang was My Cherie Amour, you know what I'm saying, by Stevie Wonder. Like
beautiful song.
Yo, and it's like, and then we translated the lyrics and you're just like, damn. Like it's one of those things where you're just kind of like, this man is singing in French. What? And I'm out here balling with it, and these girls are loving it. Like it's one of those things. And I was just like, yo, and I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. And then I say to my mom, I say this is my mom's fault because my actual cousin is the like head marketing guy at Sony. So he had been.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
okay.
He'd been at Sony for God knows how long. So like every time he had a new Escalade, it was his.
Yeah.
For all my engineer people, he had in his basement in Brooklyn an SSL 4000 console, wood grain everywhere, and glass booths all over the place, and probably about $100,000 worth of equipment when I was 13 in the middle of Brooklyn.
Did you record there?
Hell to the nah. Hell to the nah. I'm 13 years old. He was like, boy, you better take your ass to the Apollo, which I did. Went to the Apollo.
Oh, for real?
I went to the Apollo.
While you were there?
I went to the Apollo.
How'd that go? You sing a gospel song?
Man, they don't boo nobody at the Apollo when you're under 15. Let me tell you. So that shit was probably garbage. That joint was probably garbage. But nah, like unfortunately, and this is the big thing, I missed my bigger opportunity with him because he was asking me to do a cover for a record. This is when records were still going out and getting pushed out by DJs. He told me to draw a cover for it and gave me an actual record from an artist that was signed.
Who's the artist?
I don't remember. See, that's the problem. And my whole point with me telling you this little bit of story is I missed my opportunity that I could have had at a younger age, even though I moved from New York to Maryland back in 99.
Yeah.
Sony would have still fucked with me if I did that cover and did a really good cover. And because I didn't pay attention to the artist, I just threw it in the closet. And I didn't pay no fucking attention to it. I missed my first opportunity of being in the music industry.
Damn.
Right then and there. Yeah. I could have used my God-given talent.
Yeah.
Made a cover and gotten my connections
through there. I fuck with your cover. Hey, do some work for me.
And it would have been that simple. And they would have given me artist covers I could have been in the studio. Let me tell you right now, drawing is not hard. I still do that shit to this day in my leisure. It's really not hard, and I was really, really good at it. I was good at it to the point where I wanted to work for Nike, and I had a Nike rep talk to me before I moved to Maryland. So trust and believe, it wasn't a hard thing to do. My dumb ass as a young kid, there was no one around me to push me to be like, use your talent. No one but my mother. No one but my mother was like, use your talent to get where you want to go.
Right.
Nobody but my mother. And of course, being young and ignorant, I was like, nah, Mom, I'm just going to do the music full time. Fuck all this art shit. No.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be a Swiss Army knife. Use everything you got.
But see, unfortunately, these are the lessons that you learn in life as you get older in life.
Right.
Simple as that.
They talking about. Oh, my cousin there. Hey. Will Bowser here dropping bars at 13.
Hey. Well, you know, and that's, I wasn't rapping. I was singing.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And so my family was really, 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 like, I came from a really, really religious family. So it was all gospel music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You still sing?
A little bit. You know, I still sing a little bit, but it's only to like sing for something, or if I have an idea, or if I'm doing background vocals for people. So like, it's like when, like today I had.
Are you doing hooks? Are you out here Sway Lynn?
Am I actually like singing hooks for people?
Yeah.
No. Am I giving people ideas for hooks and background vocals all day?
Your ideas are great for hooks.
All day. Look,
you got some great ideas.
I try to tell everybody, yo, background vocals will sell a record, and they be like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, look, man, you ain't been where I've been. You don't know who I know.
It fills the track up.
People don't realize it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm out here killing it right now. I got some background vocals on some big records.
For real?
Yo, I got
records that we know.
I got records that you've probably heard, and records that are coming out that'll probably change a lot of things for people in their perception of the DMV. They're like speak
on that real quick. The DMV rap scene, music scene in general. I know R&B, they got it on lock, but what's up with the hip hop scene?
The DMV, to me, the music scene out here is crazy. It's culturally diverse, but very industry stupid.
I would agree with that.
And
100%.
And it's like and it's not by the fault. It's like the old guard are still like there dictating things, but they don't move things. It's like a lot of artists in the DMV, they don't realize that they can run a global market and have it on lock, and that's
I agree.
And it's like
100%.
Like, we have artists out here, and again, as an artist, we have artists out here that would kill the whole game.
Yeah.
If they just ignored the game. If they just was like, you know what? We don't care. Like, the attitude that the DMV had 10 years ago is the attitude they need to have now. Because the internet exists, and so you can crush it. Get the fan base. We could pull off what Texas does. Or what Texas did back in the day. Like, your artists staying in Texas and going platinum just because there's enough people to make it happen.
Or Atlanta.
We can do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We can do it. We are a very self-sustaining entity with enough talent to run the game and be like, well, we're doing it because we want to, not because we just popped up on the scene. Like let us not even talk about the fact that we have a whole genre in go-go. Like, go-go is a genre of music.
Yeah.
And the fact that we don't when people come to the DMV and they talk shit, it's like, you know what we have that you don't? What? A whole genre of music that you don't even have.
It's been here for decades.
Like our genre has been sampled, it's been pimped out,
Yep.
It has been used and sold and
for big
abused
records
all the fucking time. And
by artists that ain't got no ties to this shit.
Exactly. And guess what? We are still here. And that is what I hate about the DMV. That our culture that we have, and I'm not even from the DMV, but I study music because I love music. So it's like, if you love music, you can't not look at what's going on. Like, you gotta research. It's like, yo, when Chuck Brown was out here going ham, like when he was winning, like, not just Chuck Brown, like, oh man, he's like the Godfather. We know that, but when he was winning, is when the whole DMV is supposed to be like, fuck everybody, we got Chuck Brown. You know what I'm saying? That's what it should have been. And I'm not saying they didn't try that back then, but it's the movement of it. You know what I'm saying? There was too many people back then that didn't want the DMV to succeed or to win, or giving all this negative energy, and people kind of succumbed to the negative energy of it. So
is there a bias to this day when it comes to the DMV and music?
Not no more. Because look at Shy Glizzy.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the young guys that are winning now. Like, look, people could talk shit about Wale all the fuck you want, but at the end of the day, he's a DMV artist, die hard to the core, to the death. And if Wale has more hit records under his belt than some of these, like, your favorite artists out right now.
The lights are on, Wale.
Yeah, like, Wale's out here winning. Like,
yeah.
But again, it's like one of those, people talk so much shit that it became the norm. Like, come on, man. Like, why? When I went to Atlanta, all right, I'm in Bad Boy South. We working in Atlanta.
Okay.
You know what I learned about Atlanta?
What's
they
that?
support everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what it takes for someone in Atlanta to have a beef with another Atlanta artist? That means the OGs failed. That's
Shorty
what that
Low,
means.
T.I.
That means they failed. I promise you right now. For every beef that existed in Atlanta, if it wasn't a pre-existing beef, and you were like, yo, I rap now, let me tell you right now, anybody that was an OG in Atlanta and they saw that you had some kind of skill or talent, or you can actually take it to the next level,
right?
They stepped in. They were like, guess what, young man? Stop that bullshit.
Yeah. They put you on the right path.
Like, and that's what needs to happen here. There needs to be enough OGs that go, you know what? You don't have enough talent to just win. You got enough talent to change it all. And that needs to happen, because it's like the times have changed to the drastic degree of there are more than enough talented artists out here right now to take over everything.
I 100% agree.
To run the game,
yeah.
And everyone just be 100% successful and just be loved by the world. Because we don't have to care about anything. We don't have to care about trends. We don't got to care about what people are wearing. We don't got to care about none of these crazy things. We don't have to. We have DJs on the radio right now that support local people, that give us a platform to go international with millions of views and listeners, and people don't even give the man love. Like, yo, do you know how much crazy hate I hear about Tony Reds? You know that? And this man is out here, like, working hard. Like,
do you know him personally?
Let me say, I may have met him like a couple of times. I don't really communicate like him. But you know how many artists that I work with that don't talk to this man on a regular basis?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's only but so many people out here fighting for the winning. Like really, It's not one of those, oh, we're gonna speculate. No, you got eyes. We all got eyes. You see who's out here, really out here supporting the people that need help and support. I probably heard more new rappers in the DMV in the last 2 years than I've heard in my whole life.
Dude, it's been somewhat of an explosion. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Me too. And that's the beauty of it, because again, it gives someone like myself the opportunity now to shine. Like I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer to the death. So guess what? Let's get these young folks. Let's get the older folks. Let put them on the radio. Let the love. Let that love shine. Let these people be like, yo, this is what I am. You like it or you hate it. Age is a regardless number.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it could be an 80-year-old guy right now that will kill the 19-year-old spitter, and we all go be like, woo.
And that's the thing about the internet. Like, it doesn't matter like who you are, what you look like. You have a thick neck, small neck.
Yo, hey. He said thick neck.
Hey,
stop.
Hey, if you got something that people like, you just run with it.
But that's the beauty of the internet.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of the internet. The internet gives everyone the same platform to express themselves, because you know what the internet does? The internet does what everything happened back in the 90s did. I could hear the single and be like, damn, that joint's fire.
Right.
See the single cover and be like, okay, cool, but you might not see the artist's face. By the time I actually seen the artist's face, I might be 2-3 songs in already. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, it becomes irrelevant. Like what's on my playlist and what's on someone else's playlist could be vastly different, but it doesn't mean we can't share. Doesn't mean we can't exchange music. You know what I'm saying? We're not ride or die.
Yeah, it's one thing I love about what you do, though, as far as, and this also gets the solidify everything you've been saying, is that you take artists that you've been working with and you put them with other artists you work with too as well to make collabs.
Yeah,
so you yourself are preaching what you say when it comes to that shit. I absolutely love it. That's a beautiful thing.
Because I'm from that. Like all the help I've ever been given, the people that have worked with me, literally, I have guys that are way above my pay grade, that have more platinum and gold plaques than anybody that I know, both not unknowing and just I can call up on a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? These are great people, not just great engineers and great producers and great writers. These are great people. You know what I'm saying? And their people skills permeate into the regular world. Like they want to see people succeed. Why? Because they're of the same school of thought as the rest of us that just want to see you win. If you win and I'm your man, you're going to look at me and go, hey, do you need a hand?
Right.
do you need some help? Would you
boost?
Would you like me to talk to such and such for you? Maybe get you a placement. Maybe get you this deal over here. Hey, they're looking for this and you seem like a really great fit. I'm talking to such and such on your behalf. Is that cool? These are the people I deal with now on an all the time basis.
It's a beautiful thing.
Isn't it? And that is at the crux of the things that defeat artists. Why someone has been in this game for 20 years and still has no success? Why their records aren't getting any play? Because it's always the one thing that I can be like, yo, you know, my man has a really great record. Yo, you should go check that out.
So let me ask this though. So how does young artist, they have a record out? What is the best way for them to push that? What would you recommend? How is the best way? They're unknown. Nobody knows who they are. They got like 500 friends on Facebook. They got a couple followers on Twitter.
So the first
IG ain't really popping.
First thing and see, that's the thing. The first thing that was told to me when it came to internet marketing was what social media site are you the most active on? Like naturally, like which one of these are you the most active on?
Right.
And then someone gives me the answer. Now for me, I'm active on Facebook.
I mean, that's why I'm running on Facebook Live right now.
You know, shout out to everybody on Facebook. You know what's up?
Yeah, there we go.
So, but that's the thing. I'm active on Facebook.
Right.
And so Facebook is my hub. That's my proving ground. Okay. If I got a question, if I want an answer, if I'm talking about something, well, I'm speculating about something, giving facts about something. If we're gonna debate about something, Facebook is where it starts. And then from there, use the share button. For God fucking sakes, share it to all the rest of the social media places. You can go and use the Facebook share joint. You can copy the link and go to Instagram, go to Twitter. You can go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We can go to Snapchat with the link of whatever we're doing. And that is the difference between everybody.
Oh, there it is. 2 shares. That easy.
But it is. That's the thing. And it is that easy. It's always been that easy. But artists don't ever take themselves off of the artist part and then go to the business part. And it's the business part that keeps you around. If you take off the hat of being an artist just for a little bit and go see what the other side of the fence is doing, You'll be okay.
Right.
Like you have the same way you study your craft on writing, on lyrics, on your stanzas, on how you put these words together. Because literally all of y'all are just writers. All of you are writers, and you have to study your craft if you want to get better at your craft.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So when you're studying your craft, what do you do? What are you researching? What are you looking up? Who are you listening to? You know what I'm saying? It's no different when you do business. What are you doing? Who are you listening to? Who are you looking up to? You know what I'm saying? You have to. It's the reason why Jay-Z is still relevant. Jay-Z only raps one time a year, but
you heard him on that Meek shit.
But the things he does, the things he says, hold equal amount of weight. I mean, am I wrong?
Nah, I absolutely not.
Wait, think about it. Like if you really think about it, like think it. As an artist, your words are what carry the weight of what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So whether I talk and have a conversation, or I'm rapping, or I'm singing, it still holds the weight of my thoughts and my dreams and my ideas. Again, this is why Jay-Z is relevant still. You can say someone such and such is the king, or such and such is the best, or the greatest, or blah blah blah, but you're never going to have a conversation without saying his name.
Exactly. I heard 444.
There's a reason. That's what I'm saying. Like the credit is there because of the words that were said. If the words were never said, the credit would never be given. That's just how it works. It's that simple. You work, you get it, you make it move, you make it do what it do, you make it work for you. Simple. It's always been that simple. Most people don't just be like, all right, let me stop being an artist for a minute and get over here to see how to make this money. Okay, even as a rapper, rappers have been giving the game away on how to make money for decades now.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? What more do you want? You own your own label, start your own business, put out your own records, find the cheapest distribution, and then make sure you get paid from all.
How do you find a distribution?
That's the cool thing about it. Distribution is everywhere right now. It's got to be like 20 different streams of distribution right now. It's not about the distribution when it comes to the money. It's about making all the money. That's the problem. Most people don't want to make all the money. They're just satisfied with streaming money. Streaming money ain't the only way to make money in this business.
You got to do some shows.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And guess what? You know what those shows generate? Number one, you get paid for the shows, but number two, they generate royalties. Mechanical royalties are real.
It doesn't matter if you're getting paid for the show or not. You could still get money from it.
Mechanical royalties.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? Most artists are stupid and don't understand that. And I'm not just calling every artist stupid. I'm just saying that you if you don't do the research on how your favorite artist gets paid, you'll never get to the point of your favorite artist. And sometimes, yeah, it will take the thought process of a manager. It will take the thought process of an A&R to get to you and go, well, you're doing all these numbers. Why aren't you getting paid? Someone has to start the spark in you to want to get better. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Someone has to be like, hey, why aren't you making more money? For every artist working a 9-to-5 that's watching me right now, that is the thought process that everyone goes through when they feel that they deserve a raise at their job, right?
Right.
I do this, I do this, I do this. I do the work of a manager, and I should get paid manager money. That's right. So as an artist, when you release music, when you put out music, you perform music, you make sure that your fans and your friends and everyone else, they love it. They might even buy a couple pieces of merchandise. Guess what? Why are you not getting the same money as Juice WRLD? Once that clicks into your brain, you start doing what? You start researching. Well, what can I do?
Yeah. You want to talk about mechanical royalties for a second?
Man, mechanical royalties are stupid simple, okay? Mechanical royalties are real simple. Guess what? I performed. Give me my money.
What is considered a venue?
To be honest, most places that you want to perform at. Like,
is a backyard considered a venue?
You know what? It can be, because all I have to really do is just put in your address and your name. Like, okay, I'm on BMI, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all they ask of me. They only ask of me for your contact information, your name, and all this other stuff to fill out. Yeah, and I'm performing my songs for an undisclosed number of people. Yeah, you might get that hit up.
How much money would you expect just starting off at? Is there a number, or how does it work?
Again, it comes down to how much work you put in.
Right.
And I say that, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a cop out." Will, no, it's not a cop out. It's the reality. It's like this: how many songs you got out? How many songs are you performing at this venue? How long is your actual performance? You're only gonna get paid for the songs you perform. Mm-hmm. And none of these companies are stupid, so they're asking you, what songs did you perform? This is why they hit up the people. This is why they want to know this information. You want this money? You got to play the game the right way. It's all meant to be played the right way. You can't just cheat. Can you? You can. Will it come back to get you? It will.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will. Again, you could play this game all snide and crazy and weird all you want. It will come back. Music karma is a real thing. And I tell this to people all the time because my karma was real simple. When I was young and I was out here bootlegging and trying to be slick and whatever, all this, and not paying for this and not paying for that, and they were like, oh, copyright strike here, and they're like, I don't care, I'm gonna go do another song. Guess what? That held me back. And it wasn't until I started taking advice and information from other people that I started to succeed. That simple. It's really that simple. It's never gonna get more cut and dry than that.
Is that why you love YouTube beats so much?
It's the truth. You know why I love YouTube beats? Number one, because you can literally find what you're looking for. Number one,
type in the artist's name.
Number two, once you find what you like, here's where my earlier argument got into. I get into this argument with this guy, right? And the fact is, here's the thing. He's over here promoting, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about these young kids and what they're doing and how old are you? My age is irrelevant to making money. Because guess what? If Bill Gates walked into the door, I would slap him if he talked some shit like that to Bill Gates. I would. Just so Bill Gates would now be my friend. That's some hood shit. Look, people can say what you want. I'm still a black man from Brooklyn. You call it what you want, but I would slap you for Bill Gates bread.
I'm not gonna.
Hey, look,
I
you
ain't
would
getting
too.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
But again, let's be realistic here. You gotta be realistic, okay? At the end of the day, that beat that you found on YouTube, it was made by a person. They're trying to get paid too. And yes, their views get them paid on YouTube. That's great. But that doesn't matter. If you say you made a hit record with that person's music, so y'all should make this money together. It's a partnership.
Right.
It's always a partnership. This music game has always been a partnership.
Should it be 50-50?
Of course. If you ain't signing nobody, hell yeah, it's gonna be 50-50.
Right.
Like, what would your hit record be without the music?
Exactly. What would the music be without the lyrics?
What is it still considered music? Only half, right?
Right.
Only half of it, because guess what? If you're a singer or rapper, yeah, you can still call it music without the actual melody playing. But the producer can do the same thing.
We drop acapellas?
You can, but the producer can do the same thing and still call their arrangement music,
right,
without lyrics. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you should split it 50-50. I'm not signed, you not signed. Guess what? This game ain't like what it used to be. We ain't looking at small percentages on royalties. You ain't signed to nobody. Guess what? It's 50-50 out here. I'm gonna promote the record. You're gonna promote the record. We're gonna get paid. That's the goal. The goal, again, I understand some of these guys' thought process sometimes, but the goal is to make the money. Again, me and you are gonna die being artists. We will die this way.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm here to make sure that my family, my friends, my wife, and anybody else involved with me can be successful. So when I die, I keep the legacy of what I did alive through my kids, through my family, through my friends, through all the people I was involved with and who I touched to help do this thing we call music. That's the goal. And everyone has their like small brain goal, but the reality is the things you do as you get bigger, you become more responsible for more things. Okay? You can see the craziest artists in the world right now, right? The craziest artists you could think of right now might have about 100 people working for them. They're responsible for paychecks. They're responsible for people's families eating. Okay? You can talk all the shit you want, but those people are more responsible than you on an everyday, all the time basis. They make sure that those people get their money. They make sure that those people go get to see their kids and their family on a timely basis, and they probably show more love to those people and their issues and problems than they would to you. That's the reality of being a successful artist. Things don't get easier. Money might make your life situation easier, but it doesn't mean your responsibilities disappear. That's the reality. And most artists live in a bubble. They don't want to think about that. Why? Because their favorite artist is out here on MTV, they're on BET, they out here doing shows and tours and all this other cool stuff.
Yeah, they'll see behind the scenes.
That's cool. All that is 100% cool. I'm not saying don't love and live and have fun doing that, but don't be ignorant. Ignorance is what holds back a lot of people. That money has to get paid out. Okay? Those producers want to get paid. Is that simple? Here's what I don't understand. Why is it so hard for people to want to share the wealth?
Is this going down the Birdman route?
Nah. But you know what? Here's the thing.
He is an example.
Look. Here's the thing. Birdman. But see, here's the thing about examples. He is one out of the thousands of people that work in this business as the level and stature. We could talk about Birdman all you want. What about L.A. Reid?
That's another one.
You can't act like L.A. Reid don't exist. You ain't gonna sit here and act like Quincy Jones don't exist and he wasn't out here helping people out and giving people careers. We're not gonna act like Clive Davis ain't been doing this. Like, don't give me the worst of the worst and then try to give me the best of the best when the people in the middle are doing the same fucking thing and you don't want to recognize it. That's retarded. Okay, you're not gonna do that. Like, we live in reality, and the reality is, if Clive Davis said, "Yo, this is the next Whitney Houston," you all gonna turn the fuck around and say, "Go check this girl out." Guess what? He said that shit about Alicia Keys, and here we are.
To this day,
he said that about Alicia Keys, so here we are. People love to use the subjective route when that shit doesn't work for everybody. You be subjective when you're in front of a crowd of a couple thousand people. You could be all subjective as you want to be and be like, oh, that song was cool. Oh, this song was a little bit better. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can all do that shit together. But if I talk to you directly and I say, yo, such and such is the shit, and you might want to go ahead and get on with that, and you say no, and they blow up and they become the next thing, that's on you. There's no subjectivity about it. It's on you.
You got to catch your opportunity where you got it. How do you know your opportunity comes up?
Hey, look, I'm a God-fearing man. Every opportunity that God gives me is an opportunity to be greater. It's that simple. What do you mean?
Like the thing is that like I could reach out to like 10 people, like just podcast in general. I could reach out to like 10 people right now. I'm like, hey, come on the podcast. They're like, it is what it is. A year from now, I could be fucking Joe Rogan, and that was their opportunity right there. So
check it out.
How do you know when your opportunity pops up?
But see, that's the thing. At the end of the day, is that opportunity right for you? Is it a God-given opportunity? Because if it's not, it's not. You gonna know. Look, your instincts are there for your survival.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. Our human instincts. Look, whether you believe in God or not, that's up to you. Your instincts are there for your survival. So here we are talking about the music industry, and you are trying to either get into it or survive in it. That's what they exist for. Your gut instinct is going to tell you, yeah, that's what's up, or nah, you're gonna miss it. Holla at people. Go talk to people about it. Go put if you feel like it might change your life or change your perspective or be something that's about your career, then by all means, you need to dig and dive further instead of just tossing it away in the wind.
Exactly. You can't be 65 looking back like, oh shit, what? Damn, maybe I would have. I should have took the opportunity. Hell nah. Nah, run for it. Go for it.
But look, you only live once, twice if you're lucky. I mean, what else do you want?
I love that quote.
I've been saying that joke for years, man.
So what happened with this? So did Sting give Juice WRLD a career?
Well, see, that's the thing. Juice WRLD already had a career. It just so happens that the record that he sampled just happened to be from someone that had a bigger career.
Yeah.
So you look, if I do a Michael Jackson sample and I blow up, well, you're all gonna be like, oh yeah, Will is dope, but Michael Jackson was here first, and Michael Jackson had that record. So guess what? You gonna have to pay for that record. It's law. That's the law. Like,
yeah, absolutely. It makes sense to me.
Yo, this is the funny thing about sample clearance. You know what the funny thing here for everyone that doesn't know about how sample clearance works, right? Take it from somebody who's gone down the road of that. Sample clearance works very simple. They give the record that was sampled, they give the actual record that was made to the person you are asking for the clearance from. And you know what they say? Yay or nay.
That's true.
And guess what? If they say yay, they give you a price. We got clearance. You know what? Sting sounds like he actually likes Juice WRLD's music, and there's a good chance that Sting probably would have heard the record and been like, you know what? We ain't gonna charge homeboy. Is he signed or not? They'd have been like, he's in the middle. He's on his way up. They probably would have charged him maybe $1,000. A hit record that would have paid both Sting and Juice WRLD. They might have charged him something small, maybe a couple thousand, because he signed. Like, people don't put things like this into real perspective. Like let's talk real perspective, not just assuming craziness. Like, this kid has a hit record and Sting fucks with it.
Yeah.
But perspective is, guess what? The writer and publisher from those original records with Sting have to get paid. That's the law. That's the law in the world. That's the world law when it comes to music. So Sting fucks with you. That's dope. But
Sting need to get paid.
Dog, you crossed more people than you thought. You can't just be out here doing that. And again, it's a simple permission kind of thing. It's a simple permission thing. Let me get the permission. Here's what I want for my cut. Give me this bread right here up front. We're in the clear. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And when I made a post about this, my whole thing, the disappointing part when I made the post was, damn, yo, this could have been the building blocks of something great. Could you imagine what a Juice WRLD remix of this record with Sting? look, and that's what crossed my mind, and that's the bullshit that people don't think about because they rather just sit here and mull in the shit that's going on. The reality is Sting and Juice WRLD doing a record together because it's a hit. It's still a hit record. It's still a hit record.
Absolutely.
Imagine. You know what that would have opened the doors to for this generation? Can you think about that's
a whole lot of good music, a whole lot of good
years.
Oh my
that's
God.
30 years of rock and rap that would have 100% been like, yo, let's try this.
And especially today.
30 years of rock and rap artists would have came up and been like, hey, I like this kid. Let's go fuck with this kid. And it could have been anybody. It could be anybody. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And people 100% rather mull in the bullshit instead of looking at what could have been great.
The possibilities.
I'm not saying it still can't happen. I'm just saying, damn, this could have been the stepping stone for it. This could have been that step for this generation to do that. Like,
what gets in the way? Is it ego?
It's the money.
Pride?
It's always money. It's always money. It's always money. Somebody not doing their job and somebody not paying a bill. Always. Every day. There's not a thing in life that you can't attribute to those two things.
Right.
Oh, man, you should have just paid such and such.
Yep, pretty much. Yep, absolutely.
Like, tell me a situation in life where this shit is not solved by these two things.
Just get that motherfucker their money.
All day, every day. And guess what? Again, this could have been a beautiful thing. It could have been a beautiful thing. These are the things that stop the greatness of what could be. And it's not ego. It is. There's always those two things. And it sucks. It always sucks. Because who loses? We lose.
The fans. Not to mention the people that could have made the money.
I mean, but not even that. Like, we exist in this industry. We lose. You know why? Because we have these ideas that could have been great to go along and feed off of this energy now that you put out into the world. Like, if the energy you put out into the world is like a tsunami, guess what? We can ride that wave. We can all ride that wave. And I'm not talking about riding people's coattails and just like sucking out people's energy. I'm talking about, yo, the ideas you've done and the greatness that you created can spawn other greatness. Look at the greatness that Tupac created. How many people cite Tupac as their number one guy?
A whole lot of rappers.
That is what I'm talking about. That energy that this man at 25 years old created in the world at the time he existed has permeated into countless generations now. And it will continue to permeate into countless generations. So you have no idea what he could have been if he didn't die. It's no different than this song. You have no idea what this could have been if it didn't go this way. What happens what happens with best case scenario? Best case scenario is you don't even know. It could have been amazing.
It could have. And things that, like, I see exactly what you're saying, though. Like, it could have, artists that had nothing to even do with the situation could have linked up with different rock bands, and that thing could have been shows, performances.
Forever. And,
yeah.
And you know what?
Just off of that.
And that's the funny thing. Older artists with great records perform for the rest of their lives. Imagine that.
Never lose.
So now here we are, a whole new generation with an older generation, and now we're all excited now to get back on the road. We can get back on the road together. We ain't seen nothing like this in how long? And that's what I mean. No one's looking at the big picture. The big picture could have been fire. It could have been fire. The people that shows like that would bring together would make more of a difference than the music itself.
That's true. You have a mix of everything.
Who don't want to see Aerosmith? Who don't want to go see Juice WRLD? So why not imagine if they would have got together and did a song together?
And then went on tour.
How about this? Let's take Aerosmith, right? And J. Cole.
That's an interesting crowd right there.
And guess what? But I bet you the music will be fire.
Oh, the music would be great. Exactly. You got two musical geniuses working together. Well, how could it not be great?
But do you see what we could have done? That's what I'm saying. These are the things that could have popped off. Why? Because we're here at a Juice WRLD concert with Sting.
Yeah.
We're at a Juice WRLD concert that Sting and Juice WRLD are performing at, doing songs together. We might have gotten a whole album out of those two. Look, even Jay-Z had the great album back in the day. Remember that?
Yeah, with the Beatles.
With Danger Mouse, and they just did that over the Beatles joint.
Yeah.
Again, imagine what you would get now. Imagine now, where you have rappers that are singing.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Uzi Vert with some rock band. Come on, Travis Scott.
Oh, yo, and I know it's far. I know it's like long gone and dead. But man, I would love to hear Travis Scott over like some Queen samples. Ooh,
he could do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like that's what I mean.
Who's in the room with these guys? Is a question. The Yes Men?
Not me. Not me. It ain't me. Hey, look, you put me in the room with any artist. I don't care, signed or unsigned. I don't get artists starstruck anymore. Them days are over.
I'm saying, how does that work? So I got the title right there. Let's get into this. You're a Grammy committee member.
Okay.
First of all, how did you get into it, and how does that work with artists that you work with on a wide scale?
I'm gonna give the dummy answer first.
Okay.
So the dummy answer is I did a lot of work and I did a lot of records. That's the dummy answer. The quick answer is actually the funny thing is if you go to the Grammys website, they actually have the criteria of what you need.
Right.
And the funny thing is the criteria just so happens to be what every artist should have anyway. You need a website. You should have a website that shows your schedule of what you do. Your website is going to show the schedule of your shows. You have to be an active musician for the last 5 years, which everyone I know that's my either friend or associate has been an active musician for more than 5 years easily.
Right.
You have to have worked on projects within this 5 year span. You just got to be yourself. You just have to actually put the effort and
put a package together.
That's it. Everyone's like, oh, you gotta get that EPK. I mean, if you got a website, that is your EPK. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much pictures.
Like, yeah, like let me
videos of shows, all that shit.
Let me hear something you've done. Sure, www.qualitytouchstudios.com. There you go, buddy. Would you like anything else? Let me see your prices. Oh, here's the flyer. Oh, look. Like the things you're supposed to do are the things that will get you on the Grammy committee. Now it's become harder now because not only do they want you to be an active member of whatever, not only do they want you to be active, but you actually got to go through a committee now and actually get on. Like they have to vote you on. Now here's my thing, I'm trying to become a voting member because being a voting member, as far as being just here blah 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 on the committee, being a voting member matters more. Why? Because if me and you work on a record, I can go politic out here and try and get you that nomination. That's the big move.
How many voters are there and how many do they accept?
Man, let me tell you right now.
Come on now, talk about it. I want to hear this.
Look, man. Like I said, the rules have changed, so that's one of those things. Unfortunately, like
the game has changed.
The new rules have changed, so unfortunately, we all have to play under the new rules. That's cool, understandable. But what we've really been talking about. I'm here to win. I'm here to make sure that people I work with and run with and I'm associated with, I'm here to make sure that you win. That's it. I don't really care. Yeah, it takes research. Yeah, I might not have the answer right now. Cool. Yeah, most people probably don't want to hear that. Okay, that's cool. But Google exists, and that's what I did. That's 100% what I did. And once I got on Google, I just asked a whole shit ton of questions. I nagged the shit out of people, and guess what? They gave me the answers I looked for. Phone calls still exist. I still hit the button on the call button. I answered all the calls. I made sure I made the calls. That's it. I'm not special to the degree of, oh, Will got special, blah blah blah. No, someone sees that I'm out here busting my ass, and I'm not gonna stop. I look at it this way. I'm an engineer. I'm like Dame Dash of engineers. Real talk. If you owe me some shit, I'm here for my shit. Stop playing with me. Them days from back in the day, like, oh, the engineer, he ain't blah, blah, blah. I am from Brooklyn, New York still. I know what's up. I have done crazy shit. I'm here to make sure that me and you are here to win. And everyone that wants to get in the way of us winning, hey, look, I got a family, man.
Are you willing to talk about this crazy shit?
No. Nope, because I got a wife and kids, man. I got a wife and kids, and I love them dearly. And I've learned this.
But how's that work for you though, with the wife and kids
man,
in the music business?
My wife is a monster out here. Look, man.
How's that work with the family and music business? A lot of people are curious about that.
My family is in
general.
That's the thing. My family is in the music business. I'm gonna tell you right now. The next album that comes out, my kids are gonna have credits on it. So y'all better step your game up real quick. Because my kids are 3 years old, and my daughter just turned 1. So which means my 3-year-old son and my 1-year-old daughter is about to have credits on records we're putting out. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing. I grew up watching music families existing. I'm not playing. My wife. I'm gonna give a small example. I can't say the name because we're still doing our thing. My wife was in Premier Studios in New York City last year. All right, talking to an NFL hopeful. Okay, we're not talking about a guy who is 100% like, oh, he's gonna be in the draft. We're talking about a guy who is an NFL player right now who's just switching teams. He's rapping. She negotiated working on his album. That's my wife. Okay,
Damn.
So people can say anything they want. Behind the scenes, my family is out here. And I promise you, when my kids get old enough, my kids will probably know and run like Diddy's kids. I'm not kidding. Because at the end of the day, this is my family's legacy. I love my family. I love
Right.
I love the people that are associated with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're my brother on some real shit. If you and you know this, you hit me up and you need me to do something on some real shit, I'm gonna do the best I possibly can.
Oh, that puts you in a
Like,
bad situation. But
but that's the thing. I've always been this way. I'm gonna give out everything I possibly can within reason. Like, I'm not gonna be crazy. Like, oh yeah, man, let's go to Australia. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this ride. All right, baby, I'm gonna hit you when we get back. We're gonna be realistic, but I'm gonna make sure we're taking care of it at least. I'm gonna make sure that we do it the right way. I'm gonna make sure that if we're leaving to go somewhere, we're gonna have some people on the other side waiting for us, chilling. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be comfortable. We're gonna make sure that we can get something done, get the job done. We're gonna win something. I'm trying to win.
hey, I love winning. J-Rock, baby.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I thought that song was so cheesy until I started rocking it every day.
Yeah.
I thought that song was so weird, and I was just like, yeah, win. Like, you know what? I woke up, was like, yeah,
that's a morning track for you right there.
I got the kids ready to go. We working. Like, the bounce was fine. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is how I feel. This like we were talking earlier. This is why I said before. You know what? On the way here, I'm gonna let the energy go. It's whatever. It was a great conversation. I got it. I got into it. Great. Guess what? I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and we gonna do this all over again. The same thing I've been doing every single day.
Right.
I'm gonna make my money. I'm gonna make these records sound great. Someone's gonna call me up for something crazy and stupid and wild, and guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And then someone else is gonna do it again the day after that, and the day after that, and I'm going to keep winning.
How many hours a day do you work on records? Because this is your full-time job right here. How many hours a day?
The reality is, how many hours I don't work on records is 6 or 7 hours I don't work on records. That's the reality.
Do you get any sleep?
Yep, all the time. I get about 5 or 6 hours of sleep a day.
Okay, I like it.
That's it.
That's all you need.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Actually, no. I would love more sleep. I would, but I realize I'm at the point now where sleep is not my friend. Sleep. Put it this way: I'm at that point where when I need more sleep, I'll get more sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, this works for me. That's simple. When I need more sleep, I'm just gonna get it. The world will wait. The world will wait while I get my rest, while I get my relaxation, while my body comes back up to 100%. Simple. That's something I had to realize about 1.5 years ago. Because you can't just run. We're not machines.
Right. So speaking of 1.5 years ago, dude, talking about your crazy 2018. You've had a lot of shit that popped off where you rose up in the ranks.
95.5 has been great to me. 93.9 has been great to me. Most Miami stations and underground stations have been really great to me.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's been really good to me.
Interviews?
Plays.
Are you doing any interviews?
You know what? You're my first podcast of the year. In these last 2 years, you've got to be my ninth.
I like it.
I have a very big interview with the amazing Chris Lord Alge, who is probably one of the top 5 engineers in the whole world.
We talked about him. Yeah, absolutely.
That is coming, which is so yeah, I'm gonna throw my little plug out here.
Do it.
That interview is coming off the back of one of the biggest hardware companies in the whole planet, Solid State Logic. So if anyone knows who that is, for all the engineers and producers out there that don't know the name Solid State Logic, you probably know them better by SSL. They are the makers of some amazing plugins. They're the makers of some amazing console. Like all those consoles you be seeing in videos and all that in those studios, that's theirs.
Yeah.
So basically, they got me to interview Chris Lord Alge, and I probably gave one of the best interviews that man's ever had. It was.
I saw you behind the mic, but I saw the picture behind the scenes. It looked dope, man. The studio was beautiful, all that.
Hey, look. We talked about a lot of life things, because that to me is the, I want to say, probably the crux of being in this industry. No one ever loves to truly just talk about life. Like, hey, how are you as a father? Hey, how are you as a husband?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how does this career affect you and your family's lives?
Right.
Not screw the money, screw the music. How does this affect your actual life as a human being when you get up and go home? When you get out this chair, okay, get from behind this board, stop mousing with these plugins, what happens when you go home? And that to me is more important. I mean, I'm an engineer, so yes, to me it is very important. But it's more important.
That's what I asked you, man.
But artists, that is the part that I feel like artists should be asked all the time, because life always influences the art. So the things that I do at home influence my mental state of when I'm approaching a record. Like, realistically, you might be like, Will, I need you to mix this record. Depending on what's going on at home, depends on the mood I am in when I'm mixing your record. So you might get a more aggressive record if me and my wife just got into an argument.
Exactly.
That's the reality. You might get a really cool, laid back, chill, mellow record if that's what we on. That's the reality. People don't think that deep into it, but it is that deep. Like when you're asking a great engineer to do things that are minute in detail to make your record special. Because once it goes out, it's out. That's it.
Yeah.
Unless it gets remixed at some other later date and time. But that's what you're asking for. And so my mental state has a lot to do with what you get. And then what gets delivered. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Things like that are important. That you're gonna hear that on the interview. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
When is it dropping?
Oh, I don't know. Unfortunately, SSL don't. Hey, look, man, I don't work for them. I do a lot of cool stuff for them, but man, they're not giving me no free gear. Right? Look, if SSL sees this, give me a console.
Yeah, exactly.
Give your boy the console. I will show it off in every single picture and video you ever see. I'll be over there like this.
Oh, hey, so let me ask you this real quick. We talked about it, dude. What's up with record deals? What's going on with that today, in today's age? How you feel about that?
I don't know. Record deals are interesting because everybody's needs and wants are different. You know, I don't hate record deals like that. Man, that's just so lame to me. When people be like, you don't need a record deal. You can do it by yourself.
Everybody got a deal. I did it without one.
But you can, and that's the cool thing about it. Like, you have the choice. The bandwagon shit is so corny. You have a choice. You're like, that's the thing. You have a choice. You can sign. But don't be stupid when you sign. That is why record deals be sounding corny to these cats now. Oh man, you don't need no record deal. Maybe you do. If you're a lazy artist, you should probably go get a record deal.
Right, absolutely.
If you're lazy, go get a record deal. You know why?
Don't get a Jadakiss deal.
Because they have people in place to help you out. If you be real, and that's the problem. A lot of people just don't want to be real about it. Oh, I can make it on my own. I can do it on my own. Well, maybe you can't. And that's the problem.
Maybe your buzz isn't big enough. Maybe on social media you suck. You know?
So, look, if you ain't going to build a team, then go to a place where the team's there. Like, come on, man. Like, be real. No one wants to be real anymore. Why does it seem like it's the corniest thing where I can do it by myself? Well, you might not be built like that.
That's not a bad thing.
And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. It's not a bad thing if you're not built like that.
It's not a diss to anybody.
But people take it like that. They take it like, oh man,
I ain't built like that. I can't do it.
You couldn't do it like Jay-Z did. Well, you're fine. Yeah, that's fine. But there are millions of people that couldn't do it like Jay-Z did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what? So look, guess what? Nas couldn't do it like Jay-Z did.
Nope.
But that does not detract from Nas's greatness. That's stupid. You literally would have to hit the all-time stupidity meter on that. That does not take away from the greatness of this one man. It's no different for everybody else. I don't get why everyone thinks it is, but
I have no idea. So, what kind of record deals? You already spoken to 360. Mm-hmm. What kind of deals do you actually have out there that you would recommend and you would stay away from?
Well, see, that's the thing. It comes down to the artist. Like, what kind of deals are out there? Man, deals are all negotiable. Everything's negotiable. Until you sign on the dotted line, everything's negotiable.
Right.
So yeah, this 360 deal only exists for you if you sign on the dotted line. What are you bringing to the table?
Well, 360, you had to bring. I mean, of course, you got to bring something to the table.
Not really. 360 deal just means the label's getting their cut. They're getting a cut of everything you do. I mean, if you go do a show, they're gonna get a cut of your show. You got a sponsorship, they're gonna get a cut of your sponsorship.
Yeah, I'm talking like all that shit right there. But that's if you can get a sponsorship.
But guess what? If all my artists that I work with, if say on average, all my artists that I work with, we get like 5 and 10 million plays a year, I bring quite a bit to the table now.
Yeah.
We're not talking 360.
Yeah. Hell no.
I don't have to talk 360 because now.
But at that point, would you even want a deal if you already bringing 5-10 million plays? Or you're doing those numbers.
That's the thing. Can you quadruple my numbers? Well, if we're playing the numbers game here, if the deal has to make sense. What are we doing this deal for? It's the first question. So when someone says, "Yeah, we're thinking about maybe signing you or picking you up," who, just me or people or everybody? Because if you're doing everybody, I want a joint venture, and a joint venture is a 50-50 deal.
Yeah,
and that means I might get a whole lot of money up front for a whole amount of years. But does it make sense in this many years of this joint venture? How much money am I and the company going to be worth? Am I going to be a liability or am I going to be an asset? That's why I said people are bad because they're just not being real anymore. Be real about it. If you feel that you can be out here on these streets and do it by yourself,
hey, I'm more proud to you, brother.
Do it, and there's nothing wrong with walking away from it. Being like, yo, man, I had like 3 labels holler at me. They not hollering just because you hot. They're hollering because they see dollars behind you, not in front of you. They see it behind you. They know there's money that's coming. There's money coming. And if they see money coming, they want to be part of that shit before the money gets there. Because when the money gets there, the price goes up.
Exactly.
That's why I said, what am I signing for? Now, again, if it's only a couple dollars behind you, you might need that help. You might need that push. You might need that look. You might have a whole team. Guess what? We can get the team paid. We can all get paid. And guess what? And keep running. And be successful. And the deal not even be that big of a deal. Because why? Because we're going to make the money to cover the cost, pay the money back, and still make money on top of it. Ja Rule did it.
Yeah.
Like, people, look, we can talk shit all you want. Ja Rule did that shit. Got the advance, paid the money back, stupid amount of hits off of every single album. Not the singles, every single album. So every single he put out was a hit record. Guess what? He made money. You can't put down the institution unless you actually know how that joint works. Everyone's like, oh man, we don't need these labels. You don't need them, but do you want to use the institution that exists to benefit yourself? You don't have to. You can go out here and get it by yourself. Ain't nobody forcing nobody to sign nothing. When you hear about people in their shitty deals, you signed that deal. You are an individual.
How do you feel about the music industry in general then?
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the
I know a lot of people have a lot of beef with it, but just like curiosity.
Who? That's it.
You know what people talk about music industry. You want to get involved in that right there.
That's because they don't know no better.
Okay.
Like
talk about it.
You always talk shit about shit you don't know no better about. Guess what? People talk shit about the things that doctors and nurses and shit do all the fucking time. But I ain't no doctor, no fucking nurse. But I'm married to a nurse, and guess what? I hear all the dumb shit y'all do too. So fucking what? Look. Like I said, people don't want to be real. You be real about the actual life situations of what's going on in the world. Right. Guess what? When I hear dumb shit that people do and my wife has to be involved with it, it takes her to be the bigger person to calm down this dumbass who wants to go ahead and act the fool. And then she gets to do her job after this person is done acting the goddamn fool. She's here to save your life. Chill the fuck out. It's that simple.
Exactly.
You feel like you might die? Well, she feels like you might die too. So let her do her fucking job to save your fucking life. Chill the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Oh man, he's just acting like he would normally act. You're right. So you want to do her job or not? That's what it comes down to. Yes or no. If the answer is no, my nigga, the door.
Yeah, try your own.
Hey, somebody's trying to get in this bed. You fuck around if you want. You fuck around if you want to. Someone's over here trying to get in this bed, yo, to get their shit together, to get better, to make sure that they can get to the next level. That's how it works in real life. Right. All these people want to be like, oh, I hate this and I can't stand this. How far in the industry are you? Are you good enough in the industry to even talk shit about the industry? Is that how you really feel, or are you just feeling bitter and jaded? Like, again, that how people's lives have gone is on them, because we all exist as individuals in this walk of life. That's just how it is. All right. Again, everything I'm talking to you about right now can be 100% debated, critiqued, and told me I'm a piece of trash and all this other stuff. That's great. But for me and mine, in my life, and the people I work with, and the things that I do, and the things I'm trying to accomplish, this is working. Simple. All these stories over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years about how artists have gotten on are more than enough evidence to teach every up-and-coming artist how the game works. And if you want to know how it works now, just read.
Well, that's the problem, though. I think a lot of people know the history. They don't research and read for themselves. Therefore, they just don't know. They walk in blind, dumb, and stupid.
But again, whose responsibility is it for
it's
your
their
safety?
Own. Exactly. For
the safety and well-being of an individual, whose responsibility is it but the individual?
Exactly.
Now, the only time I will disagree with myself will be this moment.
Okay.
If I get a manager who's my personal manager, not my business manager, but my personal manager, it is a co-responsibility for me by this person, man or woman, to get the best I possibly can out of a situation that I'm in. So your personal manager is going to be like, hey, man, guess what? That deal is trash. You probably shouldn't do that. But it's for like $5 million. Have you read the stuff in it? No. Let me explain it to you. We read it. Guess what? You find out it's trash. So now you have the choice on yourself. Do I take this trash deal because of the money? My life circumstances are still here. Like you still have to pay these bills. You still got rent, mortgage, whatever it is. You still got to do. But do I take this trash deal and try and make the best out of the situation, or do I pass on this trash deal and hope that I have a better something down the pipeline? That is the choice on the individual. Nobody makes that choice but the individual. No one, again, that's why I said no one forces you to sign anything. Man, the 90s ain't here no more.
Nah, hell no.
Like them days are over.
Absolutely
And
not.
Suge Knight ain't holding nobody over no fucking ledge, being like, I'm gonna drop you off if you don't sign this paper. Boy.
That Suge Knight shit.
Man, look, it's 2018.
Say Vanilla Ice.
No, I'm sorry, it's 2019. Trump is our president. Man, my people got guns. You fuck around. If I said no, I meant no. I'm out of here. We ghost. That's how it is. Like, again, that's the average everyday life for the people I work with. They're like, man, look, if I don't need this, I don't need it. Okay, cool. But I got friends that are in the industry, and they love it. Life is great. They do everything all the time, fly around the world. I'm cool with that. I'll play the game to win. I'm not here to baby anybody.
Right.
I'm here to be like, hey, this is what you're up against. You want to change it? You got to get the hell inside. Simple. I'm not in the doorway yet. I'm walking up the path like everybody else right now. Mm-hmm. I'm walking up the path. Most people ain't even walking up the path. That's what I've been doing for these years now. I've been walking up the path now. So here I am trying to get to the door. So when I get the door and I hold the door open, who ready to walk through the door though? Who?
Yeah, who's there beside you? Who's ready to go?
I don't even care about who's beside me. If I can hold the door open, who's ready to actually walk
in with you?
Who's ready? Are you actually ready to walk through the door? Like, are you stumbling right now? Are you bumbling around? Are you trying to get ready? Like, who's ready when I get to the door? Cause trust me, I've been doing this for this year will be 18 years. I got a whole stable of probably 100 people that I can just start gunning off that have been doing this for years and could walk through that door and be like, well, you put me in front of anybody, I'm gonna crush it. That is the point. If I can hold the door open, are you ready to walk through the door? You know what I'm saying? My job as the engineer, producer at whatever time, writer at whatever time, is to get to this level where I can get people to facilitate their ideas and get them together and make great records. That's the door. So if I can open it up and be like, hey, what can you do? Are you ready? Are people ready to walk through it? Who's ready to actually sit down in the studio with you right now and be like, yo, I'm gonna help you write this hit? Yeah, who's ready to sit down right now and be like, yo, man, we about to make this beat real quick. This one's about to be a smash. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Same thing on my side. Who's ready to sit down in the studio right now and record this joint? Do you got the equipment to even do it? Can you even do it properly? Is it gonna sound good? Like,
let's talk about that too, man. Quality of sound when it comes to music.
Oh man, the entrance.
You got some monkey ass studios out here right now that's over here hurting, man. They over here hurting.
Here's the funny thing about it. There's no reason for that though. That's the thing.
Why's that?
Because in 2019, too many things exist for you to be able to get great quality sound at the stupid affordability rate. Here's what I don't get. When people complain about money, where does your money trouble stem from? Someone tells me I can't afford something, I ask you why. Yeah. You know that we've had this consultation, so this is the crux of the consultation.
Absolutely.
Well, why can't you afford this? Well, I can't afford this because I don't have no money. You got a job? Yeah, you can afford it then. You smoke? Yeah. Oh, you can afford it.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on now. Everyone's telling me that. I'm telling you the real deal. How much that pack of cigarettes costs in New York City right now? What is a pack of cigarettes like? $12-something, right? Crazy. So guess what? You an everyday smoker? Nah. You smoke every week? Yeah. $12. Word. So guess what? You can take that $12 every 2 weeks. That's like $50 right there. In a month, that's $100 right there. How bad you want this equipment? We're talking $100 a month. Can you put $100 a month to the side? Really? If you can't do that, then shit. What else? For the people that can't save money, and I'm talking about for saving money, there's no amount of money too little to save. That is what people need to always have in their brain. Absolutely. The mentality of the average artist needs to change. Same thing with the engineer. Oh, man, I can't afford this gear. Shit, you got credit? Nah, man, my credit's bad. Why your credit bad? Oh, man, because I did this, and this. All right, let's go fix it. Man, it's going to take some time. You got time, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to. We already spoke with that one. Rick Ross out here, damn near 50.
But the point of everything I just said, you got time.
You have time.
You ain't signed to nobody.
Yeah.
you ain't signed to a soul. Guess what? You got time. We have time. We are the ones that take time away from the things that we want to do or don't want to do. We have time. So guess what? Because I got time, I'm going to take care of this joint. Yo, in 2 years, my credit literally went from a 530, 40 something to a 702 in 2 years.
That's crazy.
I made time. That's it. And again, look, I'm not tooting the horn. Again, I play my own guinea pig. I always play my own guinea pig because I'm now in the life position to play my own guinea pig. So guess what? We're going to test out this theory. I had good friends. And look, you can go on Facebook right now and literally go type up when I asked about, hey, what can I do to make my credit better? And my friends all kicked in. And you could literally see when that was those 2 years ago and saw when they helped me out and what I could have done. And I did it. I listened to what other people with better experience and who did better than myself did and did what they told me to do. And here I am.
Doing better.
There's nothing else to say. That's it.
What do they tell you to do?
Will, go pay off all their small bills. All right. You sure? Yeah. Let's go pay off all the small shit first. All right, cool. Paid off all the small shit. Hey, you can't afford this big bill? Nah. All right. So call the company. Tell them this is how much money you can do. I did that. They said, cool. I paid it. Wow. This shit works. That's it. That's 100% it. It wasn't crazy. I decided to not be scared to pick up the phone and just say, hey,
I need help. That's not a bad thing.
Bill, $1,200 something dollars. Man, all I got in the bank right now is $1.50. You know what? Let me go talk to my constituents and see what we can do. 24 hours later. You know what? We'll take that $1.50. Word? Word.
That's how it is. That's how it is, man. You
Guess what?
Can't be afraid.
Guess what? I paid off enough bills to get my engagement ring.
I love it.
Took that engagement ring, went and opened up that credit account. It was a $2,000 credit account. Guess what that did? It gave me more good credit.
Exactly. And
now,
you kept paying that shit off.
Simple as that. And I never missed a payment. You know what that did? It gave me more
good credit. Exactly.
Wow. That was it. Oh shit, I couldn't afford gear. You know what I need? I need money for gear. No, you just need better fucking credit. So that's what I did. I kept paying off all the other things. So now I got more good credit. So when I bought my first piece of gear on credit and I paid that off, they sent that all to all the other credit companies. Guess what? Now I have more good credit. So you know what we did again? I bought more gear on credit, paid that off. Oh shoot. And now I have more good credit. Here I am 2 years later, running my own business. I work for myself. I make my own money. I have really good gear. And I did it all literally off of just using the system that was designed for it to work in my favor if I did it the right way.
The right way. And it's working beautifully. That's kind of what I did here, too. Same shit. Same shit, baby.
Look, new computers.
Yeah.
Am I right, though? But
microphones, mixer board, all that shit.
But that's the catch. You got to stick to it. You got to move with it. You got to make sure that you're on top of it. Like, it's like having kids. You got don't be out here neglecting. Like,
hell no.
Your credit is your baby. Make sure you take care of it. It'll take care of you.
I love it. I love it.
Man, look.
Hey, we're at that time right now, but I want you to talk about this
man.
right now. I want you to talk about this. Quality Touch Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Sell it to me.
All right.
That's your business right here. Let's talk about
my
it.
Baby. All right. So Quality Touch Studios is, as of right now, Quality Touch Studios is actually the #1 recording studio, project studio in a 40-mile radius out of Waldorf, Maryland.
I love it.
Period. Okay? We give you a great sound. We make sure that you walk out of there with a rough that sounds like it can be finished, because I promise you, there's a lot of roughs out here that we got. That
a lot of rough sounding rough.
Our roughs are sounding like finished records, and guess what? People be running with them roughs. I got a guy right now, just did a video to his rough. And everyone says they love it. Hey,
AJ, artist worked with last week. I was there. Worked with a rough. That rough sound like a master.
So that's what we do. I'm here to make sure that we win this Grammy. With who? Don't care. When? I don't care. I'm here to. I want to win this Grammy this year.
Let's do it.
I got
Absolutely.
I got records this year that are coming out that'll be crazy for some majors. I'm down for it. I got some records that are supposed to be dropping out probably in the next year as well, because records take time, and that's how it works. Other than that, Quality Touch Studios we also have another in-house engineer. His name is Slim. All right, Slim is a great, amazing young engineer, and I'm not saying that to detract from his skills. He just happens to be young. That's all that is. That's it. He just happens to be a young guy. Slim has the potential to have probably a Billboard hit easily. Okay, myself out of the equation, Slim has worked on some crazy records this year, and some of his clients might not notice, but there are two of his clients. If they see this, they know who they are, and they are independent, local guys, and these guys have something crazy. I promise you, you're gonna see it and be like, woo!
I'm excited. Let's make it happen. Hey,
it's
absolutely.
gonna be nuts. Other than that, man, that's the whole goal, man. I'm here to make sure that artists get what they deserve. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure artists get what they deserve. I'm here to make sure you get a great sound. I'm here to make sure that you actually can build a career. Let's put your money where your mouth is. All right, I want you to be able to show your family and your friends that you can make a great living out of what you're trying to do. And yeah, it's not easy. Yes, it's hard.
It'll cost some money.
I'm not here to sell a dream. I'm here to help you make yours come true.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's my goal. I'm here to help you make it come true. And guess what?
I love it.
That might take you going somewhere else, or working with somebody else, or rocking out somewhere else, or taking some trips. Don't care. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. That's what I'm here for. I'm down for the get down. That's the difference between myself and a whole lot of other folks. We down for it. Oh, Will, I need you in New York. Shit, all right. 4.5 hour trip, my man. We on it. Let's go.
Hey, let's make it happen.
Simple as that. Oh, Will, I'm gonna be in New York, man. All right, you got the hotel and travel fee? Yeah, I got it. Guess what? We on it. I'm down. I'm always down. That's the thing. I'm always down, and that's what separates us from everybody else. I am always down. If you can go record at any other studio, I don't care. Ask me any question you need. I don't care. I'm down. I'm down to help you.
And you can also, I believe, people can also send you their mixes from other studios and have you.
I've been getting mixes from all over the world, man. My year has been stupid. I had a Latin pop record. I was actually on.
Oh damn!
Like a month ago. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I got some crazy things coming down the pipeline.
What's next for Quality Touch and Will Bowser?
Let's see. Well, we might be moving locations, because we're actually getting a home. So
yeah, congratulations by the way. Yeah.
So we're doing all this competing with all these studios. I'm a home project studio. That's what kind of has my competition looking at me all side eye. It's like, we run a home recording studio. Yes, it's a project studio because of the things we have and what we can do.
Right.
But the reality is that's what we run.
And it's comfortable.
And we compete, and we compete hard. And so because of that, yeah, it's been a really good year. We've made some good money. We're at the point now where we can get a house. So guess what? Getting a house is our number one goal. And me getting a house will only increase things, because I'm definitely building one of the most amazing studios in the world. I became friends with a lot of really big people. And so
2018.
They really want to see me win, because we have a lot of things invested in a lot of different places around the world. We're looking to do a lot more global work. Like, I love the DMV. No one will ever get that twisted. I love that. But the door I'm looking to open is about 20 feet tall. and probably maybe has never been open before. But that, I don't care, because that's not going to stop me.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Real selfish question.
Sure.
Can a podcast win a Grammy?
Can a podcast win a Grammy? I think they can, actually. I think you can. I think it comes down to the content that you're talking about, because I've seen kids shows and kids stuff and all kinds of other things win Grammys. Like, okay, my friend Richard, right? Or Richard Abel. Shout out to Richard, because Richard does all of my graphic design. The graphic folks win Grammys too.
Right.
If you're part of the project, you can do it.
Richard, you put me in contact with him. Yeah, that's right. He did great work. He does great work.
Hey,
absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
That's why the credits have to be the way they are. Which a lot of folks don't understand. You have to put your credits on your album's front or back cover a certain kind of way, because that's how they're accredited.
I love it.
See, look. There's so many small intricate things to this industry on how to actually do the things that you probably want to do. Like, for most artists, if they're like, man, my music ain't never gonna go nowhere. Well, you're a really good artist. You could probably write for somebody.
There's different paths in the industry.
But most people don't. They just want to be big and famous. When the reality is, you can get there if you take the path that is laid out in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Dream, you know what I'm saying? Got in like a writer. Like so did Neo. Like these are guys that wrote for
Carrie Hilson.
Wrote for Michael Jackson. Like it's like when Neo says, "Yeah, I wrote for Michael when I was 15 years old." You go, "Damn, that's crazy." It's like, "Yeah." And then I grew up and then made my own hit records, and you're like, "Damn, that's crazy." But
Door in.
But that's the point. He was like, "Well, I want to be an artist, but Michael's asked me for a record." like who says nah? Like that's what I'm saying. Who says no to that? Who says no?
You shouldn't take opportunity.
Like we were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
Remember? You're like, "Well, how can you?" Well, don't turn them down. Don't be out. Don't have your nose in the air. Like live out here on the ground with the rest of us. Run with the rest of us.
Enjoy it.
Yeah,
the run is fun. It's a fun run.
Look, like I said, look, you only live once, twice if you're lucky, right?
Right.
But I mean that. I really do mean that. Like, I've had too many friends die. I've had too many friends and people that I've done music with pass on and not have a legacy of music, even though that's what they wanted. Like, put these records out. Who are you sitting on for? You ain't signing nobody. What's your fan base really looking like? Guess what they want? They want the music. You got a fan base? Guess what they're your fan of? The music.
Make it happen. Let's sign off, Will. What you got?
Right.
Anything else?
Well, nah.
I love it, man. This is fun. It's fun as shit.
I was gonna say, man, look, I've been enjoying it. I know my phone right now
is going off.
It missed 12 messages. Like everybody, I need you to grab. Look at that, my wife. I need you to grab the mail.
Well, I don't want to miss this piss I gotta take, so I'm going to end this thing right now.
Of course.
Hey, Will, love it, man.
Hey,
yeah,
look,
we'll get you back on here.
I appreciate it. I was gonna say, let's have like the whole round
Dude,
table discussion.
Bring them all out here. Bring them all out here. I got the cameras and the mics for it. I got five mics, five cameras.
My one good friend, he's the vice chair of the Audio Engineering Society, which I feel a lot of young, upcoming, and even older engineers should be a part of, because that helps change things. I have a friend who was definitely the head educator at the Art Institute. So yeah, you probably should listen to the things that this man has to say, as he's been helping teach the younger generation that has been up and coming. I feel like a lot of folks really need the opposite of what YouTube gives them. You need the actual instruction and guidance. That's the problem with YouTube. YouTube does not say this is point A and this is Z. You see what I'm saying? If you get it, I promise you, if you ever get the instruction or guidance from someone that has done it and is doing better, you'll always win. Because literally, like, how can you be like, nah?
Listen to your OGs.
That's a life lesson. That's a life lesson. Your OG is alive and running. You should probably listen to this person.
Let's sign off. Appreciate y'all.
Man.
Well, appreciate you.
Thank you, man. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you having me on, man.
Quality touch. BlacksNYac Podcast, baby.
Yes, sir. So how was that, man?
Oh, you are wonderful.